Hi, I want to talk about order and chaos today. And what does that mean? What is order and what is chaos? Now, in creation, in life itself, we need both. They coexist. There can't be one without the other. For one, we wouldn't know what it is, right? It's through contrast that we could rationally understand what one is, right? Light and darkness, yin and yang, and so on, right? Order and chaos is the same way. Now we could say order is when things are set in a comfortable way, right? And we're familiar with them, we're not challenged, right? And chaos is the disruption of that. Now, there's some fundamental laws of nature, and impermanence is one of them. Right? What is permanent in this life? Our own bodies, for example. We're born as babies, we're created from a singular cell, and then we're born into babies, and then from babies we are in constant evolution, our bodies. Right? So what is permanent? Our bodies are not. Relationships change, the world changes, right? Everything changes. Within nature, you can separate life and death. They're the same. They're part of the same. Anything that's living will die. So instead of being scared of death, I feel like we have to be familiar with it and comfortable with it and understand it's part of our nature. Although it creates chaos and it creates pain, right? That uncomfort zone. Now, in our biggest challenges, we could call them chaotic, right? And that could be divorces, it could be loss of a loved one, loss of work. The list is quite infinite in that sense of things that really disturb us, that havoc, that creates upheaval. But now in these spaces, there's an underlayer and an incredible opportunity of going back into order and growth, right? Back to the idea of the seed. The seed to germinate has to break through. That's chaos. And then it transforms, right? So these spaces are very transformative. Especially like now that we're going through this COVID, for example. It's very chaotic. Because it has thrown us out of these safety zones that we had maybe under our routines, our jobs, or many relationships are coming into play. What is important to us? All these questions are arising. From one side is an incredible opportunity to grow. Because chaos will be put back into order in due time. I've worked on this theme for a couple of decades through my paintings and through my meditations, obviously, because our minds are so chaotic to begin with, right? And it's that quietness that brings the peace and the harmony and also reveals the best of humanity. When we're in chaos and full of stress, it's very hard to have our best human qualities, which are love, which are compassion, empathy, enthusiasm, commitment. And when it's chaotic and we have no sense of knowing what's happening and we don't understand it, right? Because it creates confusion, chaos. That's why it's chaos. Fear, anger, insecurities, doubt really rise. So in this space of nature, because it's just as important to have those spaces, what an opportunity to realize this is happening. It's a storm. And cultivate the parts that we value most. So when the storm passes, and it will, and the rainbows come out, where will we be? So I'm proposing, rather than jumping into the chaos and participating in it, although it takes us, right? And usually, many times, when chaos is happening, it happens in many aspects of our lives, not just one. It happens all around. But it's an opportunity of putting the puzzle together, reorganization. I know in my own life, my biggest challenges become my biggest triumphs. And it might take some time to really go through the emotions, the process, the thought, the actions, what is the correct way to be, and so on. And life is all about trial and error, really. That's how we learn best. What an opportunity to reset the puzzle of our life, this fabric that creates what our life is about. So yeah, I mean, chaos is very needed for growth. Underneath the suffering. And this is a very important point, because we think that life shouldn't have suffering. But suffering is part of it. And we could go through life and try to escape suffering, and most of us do, and of course, why not? But it will find us. Life will serve us as lessons, because we're here to learn. So in all these challenges, there's an incredible opportunity waiting for us to step into our higher self, to reorganize, to reorder ourselves. The way is most harmonious and elevated.